In this video, I'll show you how to set up conversion tracking for your Shopify store in Google Ads. I'll also show you how to verify if the tracking is actually working or not so you can confidently start running the ads. Now, how we do this is always using two different methods. Just in case any one of them fails for any reason, we always have one in the backup to switch it out for. So I'll show you both the methods, and the first one involves customer events in Shopify. I'll put this code down below in the description of my video so you can directly copy and paste it. But first we need to go to our Google Ads dashboard, then come to goals and conversions in summary. Then we'll create a new conversion action. This is going to be conversion on a website, so I'll continue with that. Purchases manually with code, and here are a few settings that you should check. So first, make like this one, we set this as secondary, and the other purchase conversion action we make that as primary action, because the thing is, in Google Ads, every conversion action that is set up as primary can be tracked in the campaign, and you only want purchases and only one purchase to be tracked in the campaign. So that is why always make sure that only one purchase conversion action is set to primary. All the other ones you should have as secondary. So secondary is observation mode. I'll name it as purchase customer events. All of these other settings are pretty much going to be correct, so you don't need to worry about that. Save and continue. Use Google Tag Manager because we need the conversion label and the conversion ID. So I'll now come to this code and I'll copy it. Then I'll go to my settings in Shopify and I'll find customer events. Then you essentially need to add a custom pixel, and let's name it purchase customer events. Right. Okay, so I'll replace this template with the code I've copied, and first thing we need to do is to replace the conversion ID, which is highlighted at three different places here. So I'll copy the ID and I'll replace it in all the three different places. 1, 2, and 3. Then goes the conversion label right here. Alright, now just save it and then make sure to connect it. If you don't connect it, well, then it will not connect. Okay, so we have set up the first one, and I'll make sure to click finish here. Awesome, there it is right there. So that is the first conversion action that we have set up. Now we need to do the second one. As I said, we use two different methods, and the second one we do it via the native Google and YouTube app, and here I have already installed it, but in your case you just need to go to apps and search for Google, and you'll pretty easily find it. It is it is a pretty popular app, so you just need to install that. Right, first it will ask you to connect your Gmail account, and I hope that you have the same email ID for all of your Google's assets, like the ad account, the Shopify store, the merchant center, because that makes it's pretty seamless to connect every single thing. But if these are from different email IDs, then you'll first have to connect them together, and then you'll be able to make it work. But anyways, the installation is pretty simple, and once you have done that, this is the screen that you'll see. You'll notice that your merchant center will also be active, and your Google ad account will also be active and connected. Just to show you, I'll go in the settings of my app. Here are all the connected services that we have. Then if you scroll down and you go to this drop down right here and then click on event settings. So these are all of the events that are being passed over to your Google ad account, and again you can check that via going to the same place, and you'll notice that we have all of these already set up. So that is the additional advantage with this app. You don't need to set up all of these conversion actions in your funnel. It does all of that automatically for you, so that is pretty awesome. Just for purchases, we do it using two different ways because purchase is way more important, right? But for these other things, this app alone is sufficient. However, just one thing is that sometimes it might pass over these other conversion actions as a primary action, which you don't want. You want these to be set up as secondary. So in case if you notice, check each one of them, and if they are by any chance set up as primary, then click on edit goal, and from here you can change that right here. And also you don't want these other conversion actions or conversion goals to be on account default. On account default, you only want purchases. So also turn this off for the other actions. Alright, so the setup is done. Now we actually need to verify if both of these conversion actions are working or not. And how we do that is by making a test purchase, and that will tell us if they're firing or not. So I'll come to Shopify again and I'll go to discounts. Then we'll create two different discount codes. First will be for amount off. Name it something that you'll remember. Percentage applied to 100, and applies to specific collections. I'll do collections and just choose all the collections in the store, and then that will make sure that any product I make the test purchase on is actually being covered in this discount validity. Eligibility, all customers, no minimum requirements. Alright, and then for combinations, I'll make sure it is allowed for other discount codes that I create, because we need to create one more. So let's save that, and then I'll create the second one, which will be for shipping. So I also want free shipping. Alright, all countries, eligibility, school, and I'll also make it so that we can combine it with the amount of discount code. Okay, so we have created the discount code. Now there is one more thing that we need. So go to your browser and search for ads verb extension, ads verb data layer inspector plus. That is exactly what it's called. I have it already installed, but you need to install it. Once you have installed it, then open this extension. Turn it on. If you click on this inspect, it will turn on. Then click on other analytics, and then select Google Marketing, because that is what you're doing right now. Then make sure to click on Save Settings and Reload. That will make sure that it is working. Okay, now go to the website, go to the web store, and right click on it somewhere, then click on Inspect. Then if you click on Console right here, and you see this extension popping up, that means you have installed the extension correctly and it is working. Now if I scroll down, let's see. Okay, so we have this Google Marketing, this is one, and then let's see. Okay, so we have these two, right? Now I am on the product page. This means that some of the product view conversion goals in my account must have been fired. So let's verify that. I have page view and I have 3 conversion actions here. So I'm not sure which ones of them are working. Let's check that first. So I'll copy this. This is your conversion label. Each conversion action has its own conversion label essentially. So I'll click on manage, tag manager. Yes, there you go. So this one is at least working, and then let's see what is the second one. Tag manager. Okay, this one is not working, but then the other conversion label must be for the third one. So now I know that 2 of these are working, right? And this is the same way you can verify all the different conversion actions that you have set up in your account. Now I'll add this product to the cart because I need to purchase it, and it will also fire for the cart, but you can check that on your own end. I'll check the purchase, then click on checkout. Alright, let's give it a random name. Okay, I filled up some random details. Now I'll add discount code. Okay, I've added both the discount codes, and for me the product has now become free. So I'll just complete the order and I'll check and I'll verify the conversion actions. Once that is done, then I can go back to my Shopify and cancel both of these orders. So that is how it works. So complete the order. Wait a second. Alright, complete the order. Okay, let's see what do we got here. So again we have 2 or 3 being fired here. Let's see what is the scene. Okay, we do have 3 conversion actions. One of them is with GF4, which I don't like anyways, but I'll make sure that the rest of the 2 are being fired. So copy this, manage, tag manager. Okay, yeah, that is working. That is the Google Shopping app purchase that we set it up. That is the Google Shopping app purchase, so the one that that the app passed over to our account, and this obviously means the rest of the 2 are also working. I'll not waste any more time on that. But that is exactly how you do it. I hope this was really useful, because if you know how to do this, then you never have to worry about conversion tracking in your Google Ads account. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube, but all of them are half. They show how to set it up, they don't show how to verify the tracking, or they just do it using one way. I've shown you the exact SOP, the exact method that we follow at my agency. So I hope this was useful. If yes, then feel free to watch the rest of my content.